This Turkish guy reaches out about purchasing deephumor from him, and then links his YouTube channel, which has 2 subs. Why could he possibly want the deephumor username? I'm glad the commentary channel didn't fold here and stuck to their guns, like defending the deephumor title, being loyal to it. Anyway though, that's where the deephumor saga concludes for now. That's really about it.
Oh man, I cannot believe it's been a year. So it's been a year since the whole deep humor drama thing has happened, and it was honestly the biggest situation of my internet life and possibly my entire life in general. So I'm sure a lot of you guys know about the situation already because a lot of you guys are here because of this situation. But for those of you guys that don't, because I know a lot of people are here for the ID verification thing, I had a little bit of an impersonation situation going on, so big that as you saw at the beginning of the video, even Mr. Moist himself got involved. So basically what happened was I made this channel Deep Humor in 2017, I believe in November of 2017, like right after I had graduated high school. And this was like my 3rd YouTube channel. And what this channel was supposed to focus on is more like profound, kind of like ranting topics, which is where the word deep came from. And then humor was supposed to be more of a comedic spin to it, but you know, obviously I'm not really funny at all, so that's why there's not too much humor in it nowadays. But that was basically the idea of the channel, and as you can see in this channel logo over here, as shitty as it is, I made it myself. I went to a website, I believe it was called flamingtext.com, and no sponsorship, by the way. I think that was what the website was called. And 8 years ago, I made my logo there, and that was it, right? So now, as you can see, I was making a video in August of 2018 talking about how somebody was impersonating me. There was another guy with the name Deep Humor and the exact channel logo that I had just made. So, you know, the name Deep Humor, anybody can think of that name. It's not something super unique or anything like that. But the fact it was my name with the exact channel art that I had already made, I was like, oh, this guy's copying me, right? So when I went over and looked at what type of content he was publishing like Turkish street interviews, right? So the entire channel's language was in Turkish, and it was like videos in Turkey where he was going ahead and interviewing them, and for some reason he decided to copy me. And at the time I had like 78 subscribers. So like, I don't know why me of all people he decided to copy, when I don't even fit like the same genre of his channel. It was like a really weird situation. So I'd made a video about it in August 2018, and I reported them for impersonation, and I waited over a month for YouTube to actually do something, and they didn't. Right? So even though it was such an open and shut case, he literally copy and pasted my exact channel art, as you can see on screen. YouTube didn't do shit about it, and that was it. I just had to wait. So essentially I had to wait 2 months until YouTube actually did something about it. And as you can see on October 2018, the channel finally got banned. And finally, I was able to get some vindication of this channel that had just blatantly impersonated me getting banned, right? So the channel that was impersonating me got banned in October of 2018, but then I saw this new channel that popped up, also named Deep Humor, also making Turkish street interviews. So immediately I think it's the same person, right? So I go and do some digging, and I see that this person uploaded their first video in January 14th of 2019, only 2 months after that first Deep Humor that was impersonating me had gotten banned. A lot of people were saying to me though, hey, they had made their YouTube channel before you though, so how are they copying you? Well, you know, anyone can change their YouTube username at any time. I'm sure you guys are aware of this. So this channel could have been named something else, and then they could have just changed it to Deep Humor right after their first Deep Humor channel that was impersonating me had gotten banned, right? So as you can see, this channel ended up being very successful. They went viral and they completely overtook me in the search, except this time I couldn't really do anything about it. Now this time, yeah, they have the same name as me, Deep Humor, but now their channel art is different, so I can't really get them for impersonation, right? I mean, anybody can come up with the name Deep Humor, so I couldn't really do anything about it. I just had to watch them overtake me in the search algorithm, each one of their videos getting hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of views, and I was just kind of fucked. Anytime anybody would look up the name Deep Humor, this channel would pop up over mine, and I was just screwed. There's no way I would be found in the search algorithm of YouTube. Now, the reason why I ended up making this first video that you're watching right now that had ended up blowing up and getting Critical's attention, because I had received a DM from some guy in August 22, a few weeks before I had made this video. In the DM, the guy says, "Hello, my dear friend, I'm reaching you from Turkey. I need your username, quote, Deep Humor. I don't want your Twitter page. I just want your username in exchange for money. How much can you give?" Now, I don't want to make anybody feel sorry for me or anything like that, so I'm not going to go into details, but I did need money at the time, so I just replied and said, "Hello, how much money are you offering?" He said, "Hello, there's a big difference between the Turkish lira and dollar exchange rate. For example, $1 is 35 Turkish lira. That's why I can only offer you $50. That's all I have." 6 minutes later, he says, "What's your answer, buddy?" Apparently his patience was running thin. And then 9 minutes after that, his patience ran even more thin. And he says, "Come on, man, I don't want your page. I just want your username. Look, you don't have any interaction on Twitter, so losing this username won't cause you any loss." So all of a sudden, right, this random Turkish guy who I've never seen before is super adamant on getting the name Deep Humor. I suspected it to be the guy who was behind the Deep Humor channel. I thought it was like, you know what? There's a random Turkish guy who wants his Twitter username. Maybe it's the guy that made this channel, right? Maybe he just wants to get the username so he can have deep humor across all platforms. So I just straight up asked him, is this your YouTube channel? Then he said, no, I wish I had that channel. This is my YouTube channel. And his YouTube channel was made in 2016, the exact same year that other Deep Humor's channel was made, the one that is active right now that had blown up. So random Turkish guy asked me for the name Deep Humor. There was one Deep Humor that copied me in 2018 that got banned, and another one popped up, which is this guy right over here. I was putting all these coincidences together, and I came to the conclusion that this guy most likely is reaching out to me, and he wants the name Deep Humor. So I made a video talking about it, saying this guy has way more influence than me. Keep in mind, at the time, I only had like 20,000 subscribers, and about 6,000 or 7,000 of them I had gotten using YouTube's promotion feature, which ended up essentially being a scam. I had already made a whole video about that. Just look it up on my channel if you want to see. But basically, I only had like 18,000 essentially real subscribers. So I had no way to like buck up to this guy and be like, nah, man, I'm keeping the username, blah, blah, blah. He probably could have influenced me in some sort of way and gotten me to get the username. So I made a video about it, and the video somehow blew up, right? It got like 50,000 views in like the first day of it being up, which for me is a lot of views, right? And then all of a sudden I noticed that the video was gone. The video was gone, and I went over to look at my YouTube analytics, and it says I have a copyright strike. And the copyright strike was none other than from Deep Humor 1, this guy on screen right now. So yeah, he copyright striked me, and he claimed later that he did it because I was lying about him. But when you go and look at the actual copyright strike itself, it said it was because I had used his copyrighted logo between 0 minutes and 34 minutes of my video. But my video was 15 minutes long. It was a blatant abuse of the copyright system. Again, my first initial video had blown up and hit the algorithm, but it was taken down now. So I thought it was fucked. I made this video. I didn't think anybody would see it. And this video ended up doing pretty well too, and kind of getting a lot of views too. And at this point, I was like, you know what, man? He already copyright striked me. If I'm going to get copyright striked over and over again and get banned, whatever. I'll just deal with it. At this point, I'm not going to let this guy get away with this. I'm just going to keep making videos about this, talking about this, and seeing if there's some sort of way I can get this false copyright strike removed from my channel. Keep in mind, this is happening one day after the first video that I'd made, I Might Lose Deep Humor. So this video was uploaded on September 11th, 2024. So then the next day, I wanted to make another video talking about it. And in this video, I was in a much less dejected mood. I like had gotten a good night's sleep, and I was like, you know what, fuck it. Like how I said earlier, I'm not gonna let this guy bully me, man. If he wants to try to copyright strike me, I'm not gonna let this shit just go by. I'm gonna fight back if I can. And so at this point, my video did actually get reinstated because YouTube says that Deep Humor 1 didn't provide the necessary information to validate his false copyright strike. So this was the email that YouTube sent me. They said, hello, we received a copyright takedown request for your video. However, the takedown request is missing some legally required information, so we asked the claimant to provide this information in order to complete their request. Pending the claimant's response to our email, we have reinstated your video and resolved the associated copyright strike. And if they had ended up providing the correct information, then they would have taken down my video again, and I would have also gotten a copyright strike again. He never filled out the required information because he didn't have any information to fill out. His request was bullshit. His copyright request was just full of shit. He was just trying to silence me. So this was the official copyright strike that I had gotten, and why, right? So he said that I was infringing on his work of art. Yes, he actually used that terminology. And the type of work was his copyrighted logo. Because I had shown his logo on screen like so over here, he copyright striked me and took down my whole fucking video for showing a logo. And yes, I'm sure you guys can guess, that does not fall under copyright infringement. That was a complete abuse of the copyright system. So anyways, he said the content is located between 0 and 34 minutes of my target video. As we went over, my video was only 15 minutes long. So the fact that the copyright strike even went through in the first place and YouTube wasn't like, wait, you're saying this was in 34 minutes of his video is only 15 minutes long. So that already is its own issue of how blatantly stupid YouTube's copyright system is. The point is, he didn't provide the actual information that was required, so I ended up getting my video back. So from here, I just said, hey, straight up, this dude's trying to destroy my channel. He copyright striked my first video. He might copyright strike this video that you're watching right now and all my other videos talking about this. So yeah, I might get banned off the platform, but I'm gonna go down swinging. And it really got to the point where we were at like kind of a stalemate, right? So he copyright striked my first video within 24 hours. I was like just waiting for the next copyright strikes to come. I had no idea what this guy had planned. I don't know how much money he had. I mean, he had a very successful YouTube channel. He could have thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't know how much money he's got. He could have just kept issuing copyright strike after copyright strike. He could have taken legal action against me. And, you know, all I had to do, my tiny ass channel with 25K subs, I could just I just had to sit there and deal with it, right? It was getting a little bit of traction on Twitter and YouTube, and some people were making their videos, but and I appreciate everybody's support so much. I mean, you guys are awesome for taking this stand with me, but it wasn't at a point where we could really fight back against this guy at this point because he just had a huge channel. I had there's nothing I could do. I just had to wait and see what he's going to do. But because you guys are so awesome and I was getting so much support, my channel did start blowing up. I was getting thousands of subscribers every day. And it got to the point where I was reaching like 70, 80, 90K subscribers. And in one of my videos, I did point out the fact that deephumor 1 is essentially a compilation channel. All of his videos are just videos that other people have made, and he just puts them together and makes a compilation of haha funny videos. And that's essentially what his channel is. So it's kind of funny how this guy allegedly took my username, channel art, and had copied me all those years ago, and now all of his videos are essentially just compilations of other people's videos too. So then fast forward a few days later to September 15th, this dude was getting a lot of hate, and I'd never directed any hate towards them, but obviously people on the internet are going to do what they do. So basically he was saying, hey, listen, the reason why I copyright strike this dude is because I've never seen him in my life. He is just basically defaming me. He insulted the nation, and he was just saying stuff like, he was essentially trying to say that we were all being racist towards him because some people were leaving racist comments, which is really fucked up, and obviously I don't want that to happen ever. But he was basically trying to say that I was the reason that it was happening, like I had sent people over there to say fucked up shit to him, which is just complete bullshit. I had never done anything like that. And he just kept on replying to people who were criticizing him in the comments, saying he doesn't have a personal Twitter account, he doesn't know the person that I'd mentioned in my video, and that I tricked everyone by creating a sob story. And he said that he was going to take legal action against me if I don't stop making videos, and that the copyright strike he issued against me was a warning. So he literally admits to a fraudulent strike. A copyright strike is a strike you issue if someone is taking your work, whether it's your video, your thumbnail title, whatever. Like they're stealing something from you, some sort of art that you have created. You just said that you copyright strike me to warn me. That's not how you use a copyright strike. That's a fraudulent strike, and you admitted to it. So the fact that the guy's channel is even up right now, even though he admitted to a fraudulent strike, is a problem in itself. But regardless, he said later in his comments that he's going to take more legal action if I don't stop making videos about it. So it's getting to the point where, again, I'm once again super nervous, like, holy shit, I don't know how much money this guy has. He might actually sue me and tell me to stop making fucking videos, and I'm just gonna have to listen to him because at that time, and even right now, I don't got the money for a fucking lawyer, especially not an international lawsuit. If this guy has a bunch of money and he has a bunch of lawyers and shit, I would have been screwed. There would have been nothing I could do. But at this point, I just said, hey, this guy might sue me. I don't really know what else to do in this type of situation, right? And from there, once again, all I could do was wait. Keep in mind, while I'm waiting, though, I am gaining so many subscribers because, once again, you guys are awesome and you guys showed me some crazy support. And it really got to the point where deephumor 1 was getting so much hate that he made an official response video. It was called Deephumor Drama, fitting name for the whole situation. And he basically was just saying, hey, listen, I was the one that took down the channel that was copying you in 2018. He claimed that he was the one who issued strikes to that original channel that had copied me in 2018, so that I should be thanking this guy for essentially saving my channel, if that makes sense. This channel right over here, deephumor 1, claimed that he's the one who took this channel down, even though I had reported that channel for impersonation. But he did show some emails that he had gotten from YouTube, essentially, I guess, kind of proving that he did take that channel down. But honestly, ever since the guy falsely copyright striked me just because I had made a video talking about something that he did, I just didn't know what to believe from him. I had no trust in him. So maybe he was right, maybe he wasn't. But at this point, like I said, I just don't have any faith in him. So in the video, he later keeps on saying that, oh, basically what this guy is doing is he's tricking you all and trying to get you all to donate money to him, because he just wants to use this situation to take advantage of all of you. So it's funny that he says that, because not once did I ever ask people, I need your donations, please donate to me. People were donating to me because this prick threatened to sue me, and they know that I'm fucking broke and I'm a tiny channel and I have no way to combat this guy legally. That's why people were donating to me, as a way to basically protest against this dude and be like, nah, man, you can't just bully smaller channels like this just because you think you have a lot of money. Here, we're going to donate to this guy so he can combat you in a court of law if needed. So it was getting to the situation of the Twitter DM that I had shown earlier too, and he was claiming that this guy isn't him, and he brought some guy on in a phone call who was apparently the guy who had DM'd me on Twitter. And again, I have no idea of knowing who's who. That could just be some friend he brought over, or it could really be the guy who, did the Twitter DMs. I have no idea. I just have to trust what this guy says. And basically they just started insulting me and saying I'm a fucking idiot and whatever. And that's all fair enough. I mean, that's their opinion and whatever. But it was really getting to the point where I was waiting. All right, so when are you going to start addressing the main reason why we have an issue in your video, which is that false copyright strike that you gave me? Remember when you tried to ruin my entire channel? Remember that part? Why aren't you mentioning that part in this video that you made? Well, he doesn't mention it at all in the whole video. The whole reason we have a huge issue that he falsely copyright struck me and threatened to essentially sue me, he doesn't bring it up once in the video. He's just like, yeah, this guy's just being racist to me, man. He's racist and he's trying to take money from you guys. So yeah, I made my own response to the video and he ended up taking his response video down, and I'll show you guys why later. But yeah, I made a response video to him basically debunking exactly everything that he said. And at the end of the video, I even told him, I was like, listen, I have already moved on from the situation, which I had. I had stopped making videos about the situation for the time being. And after I'd made the response video, I was like, listen, if you want to fucking come on and talk about this shit, then let's go ahead and come on a live stream. We'll get a Turkish translator and we can talk about this, and we can talk about what we need to do from this situation here, because I don't want you to go ahead and falsely copyright strike me again and continue to abuse the YouTube copyright system. So yeah, I made my video response to him, and then from there, things took a crazy turn because Mr. Moist Critical himself, essentially one of the voices of reason on YouTube, made a video talking about this. I was blown away when I saw this because the situation was getting pretty big. It wasn't like some huge drama or anything like that, but a bunch of YouTubers were making videos about it. There was a YouTuber named Peep is Awesome who made a video about it. There was a bunch of other YouTubers I saw, but apparently this had actually gotten his attention. And to quote Critical, he said that he doesn't even want to talk about drama anymore, but he felt like this situation in particular was important enough to, essentially talk about drama again. So basically he talked about it, and, I was expecting him to maybe criticize me and criticize deephumor 1 a little bit, but he actually ended up just taking my side 100% throughout the video. He said that deephumor 1 is essentially a douchebag for issuing frivolous strikes to me, and that everything that I had said in terms of my logic of why I thought deephumor 1 was the guy who copied me back in 2018, he said that it made total sense. He said that this whole situation could have just been avoided if deephumor 1 didn't issue a false copyright strike. So, I mean, it was just a crazy situation, and I said this in another video that I had made about this. Critical is literally one of the reasons why I started making YouTube videos. In 2010, me and my older brother, we used to watch his videos where he would play Call of Duty and shit, or QWOP. We found him through Ray William Johnson, who's another old YouTuber that some of you guys might not know. And ever since 2010, so literally 15 years, I've been watching Critical. So to watch the guy who I watched as like an 11 or 12-year-old make a video in my defense was just surreal, right? So ever since that happened, I mean, at the time, Critical had like 16 million subs. I think he has like 17 million now. Obviously, massive channel, huge influence. deephumor 1 was essentially fucked. He got the most hate he's ever gotten ever, and the rest was kind of history from there. He deleted the video that he made about me, deleted all the community posts that he had made, and he essentially acted like this whole situation had never happened. So then I made a video just glazing Critical, as I obviously will, because obviously he just came in, baseball slided in, and saved me from this huge channel that was threatening legal action on me, and that could have just kept issuing false copyright strike after copyright strike. So he just ended the situation with one video. It was completely over after that. There was some residual stuff that had happened after that, like some YouTube responses from it and stuff, but that was basically the situation. So it was a pretty big drama that lasted, I'd say, right up around about a week. And yeah, it really put my channel on the map because of the whole drama that had happened. I hit over 100K subscribers, not earned at all. Obviously, I don't deserve the subscribers that I have, but it was just all because of essentially this situation. It was an example of the YouTube community coming together, doing something cool, and stopping false copyright strikes and people bullying other channels from happening. So it was really a story where a David versus Goliath story where it was actually a happy ending, So at the end of the day, it's one of those things where you just got to appreciate what you have in life, man. I've been making videos at this point, in September 2024, I had been making videos on YouTube for 12 fucking years, and I had gotten nowhere until this whole situation happened. So essentially it was like a blessing in disguise, man. So yeah, now doing a retrospect after it a year later, I mean, I just can't believe that it's been a year. And obviously, as I've been making videos, I've gotten lucky enough to now have over 200K subscribers. Once again, don't deserve it at all. There are way better creators out there that make way better videos that deserve it a lot more than me. But hey, I guess I got the luck of the draw once again. So yeah, that is the entire deephumor drama. Who knows if it'll ever start again? I mean, at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason, right? So let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. I really do appreciate all you guys, and I love our community. So yeah, thank you guys so much for everything. Please leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more. See you.